Yep, hi all, so it's early September 2020, so you would have seen the pictures I've just put on the beginning of this video of the complete Zike. So this particular Zike here I've had for a number of years. The electronics are busted, looked into repairing it, couldn't fix it, there's no wiring diagrams, there's no schematics, there's no one out there who I could send it to. I do fix a lot of C5 electrics myself, and have experience with all these sorts of bits, but I can't seem to see any faults on there. The battery is also just about holds voltage, but ultimately it's knackered. Otherwise the bike itself is in good condition. It's got marks on it from just purely from storage, where it's been in and out of the shed, various sheds at my house, and I've ridden up and down the garden a few times. Handlebar foam covers starting to parachute, as to say, sun damage from my garage because it gets hot in there. Otherwise it's got scratches on, but I would say it's in very good condition, for the fact that it's been shoved in in various garages for most of its life, and the fact that it's from 1990s. So the key thing is it's got a nice good chain. It's got good sprockets here, which again, you can't buy any bits for these bikes other than brake cables, generic brake cables. Brake shoes are probably the same as a BMX, for example. You can't buy anything for them because there's no parts. So if this is knackered, you have to buy, you basically have to find another bike with a good one of these. The drive belt is like the hen's teeth. It's the rarest part on earth for these bicycles. No one's ever been able to find drive belts or anything ever. So if you've got a bike without a drive belt, you're in a lot of trouble. And if you want to get it working that way. Also the output gear down there for the motor. On the previous one that I had knackered teeth out there. On this one, it looks like it's got quite good teeth. It's got a bit of a crack in it on the outer cover, but it looks good. It looks usable. The belt sits in it nicely, so I'm hoping that it'll be fine. Saddle, etc., is all in very, very good condition. All the rear mud guard, it's all spot on. Once I've cleaned this, it'll look not new, but it'll look pretty tidy. This part here maybe could do a bit of a respray or something, so I'll probably take that out to have a look at that. It's just been damage to being in the garage. Battery's out, 4.5 amp, 24 volts, heavy old thing. So it's probably weighs most of the bike. To be fair, it's heavy. And these electronics, which will be in the next part of the video, which I filmed earlier before I removed it, showing me where the various positive and negative wires go, and how that ultimately basically rests against the edge of the battery to make the contacts on these terminals here. That one there's missing because it's attached to the wire. This one here, that basically butts up against the battery. So yeah, it's an interesting design, but it says it's got water damage. Not from me, from the previous owners. So decent quality brakes. So yeah, so the plan is to get this sorted. So I'm planning on using a relay. I'll keep all the original electronics, obviously. Use a relay, make use of this wiring here. And this wire here, for example, some of these wires here will obviously go up to the micro switch for the throttle cable, and then make some sort of relay which I can mount into here, and then come down into some wires that attach onto a battery which I'll mount in the rear rack. So it'll be nice and easy. So I need to find myself a 24 volt battery. Not be bothered about 4.5 amps, but if there's a number of amps, 3 or 4 amps, that's fine, because I'm not planning on particularly using this. But if I can take a 3 or 4 ampere in, then I guess I can use it for a bit of a circuit here and there. It's a bit of fun really, because it's been sat in the garage for so long doing absolutely nothing other than getting scratched, get covered in dust. I thought, let's find a battery that's suitable. Let's put that little relay system in there. The wiring is already there. Should be, in theory, be quite easy. And looks like the belt's good. The rear drive gear's good. So I'm hoping it'll work, and if it doesn't work, you know, I'll put that back in again and then just sell it on eBay. Cool, cheers. Yep, hi all. So this is the Sinclair Zike that I managed to get working. I managed to bypass the original electronics to use a relay system, which was cool. And as you can see here, I've got the 2 batteries in the back, motorcycle battery, about 5 amp each, I think they are 5 amp hour each. Obviously done in series, so you can get 24 volts, which is what you need to power the motor. I've managed to not cut anything, managed to come out of the charging socket, so the relay and socket is in there, and that's routed round to the original micro switch accelerator up there. And obviously it's got the motor wires coming out of here effectively. Got a fuse in here with a 16 amp fuse in. Not sure what sort of fuse I would need in here necessarily, if it's 16 or 20 amp. I guess you have to ride and see. You know, I don't know how much current this thing draws, but 16 amp is in there for now. And I've got a switch on here now. Admittedly, this switch here isn't pretty. It's a Sinclair C5 switch. It's only rated as 5 amps, but it's just early days. Just want to get it out there, try it, see if it works. Might be completely fine. The next plan is probably sell this bike, but if I were to keep it, then I would locate a better switch so I could have in line here. And there is not a switch; it's a cutout. So if for any reason, you know, you're going along and the motor randomly that jams on, you know, rather than obviously sort of having to sort of jump off and lift it up, and because these belts are super mega hen's teeth, ultimately the rarest thing in the universe, pretty much, these bikes, these belts are. And obviously if you jump off it, you're going to find that this obviously is going to keep going. This is that worst case scenario, you know, and obviously you don't want to ruin the belt and you don't want to ruin the teeth, otherwise, you know, you've basically just trashed this bike and you have to buy yourself another one. So the plan was to have some sort of cut off, and I don't have anything up here necessarily, because that means you have to route the wiring all the way through. So I thought, if it's something here, I can lean back. If it were to jam on, worst case scenario, very unlikely, then you can flick it off here. Oh, right, you know, because I put circle, sort of, I forget what they're called now, ring terminals on here, so you can't just pull these off. So yeah, this is what I've got for now. I can lean over, nice and easy, in yellow, super easy, flick it off in a worst case scenario danger situation. And like I just mentioned, the next stage, if I were to do anything further, is to find a nice switch that I can mount in line here that just looks pretty, but ultimately does the same thing, but probably a higher ampage as well, I expect. But otherwise, yeah, the 2 batteries are in there. Again, ideally I'd like the batteries in some sort of case, you know, some sort of fabric case, like a sort of mobility scooter style case where you can lift them in and out, but I don't know if they do one in that particular dimension. I'll probably have to find something on the internet that's similar that I could put the batteries in, just to keep it hidden, keep it nice and neat, looking tidy. I'm mounting the batteries obviously further forwards. If it's here, you know, it becomes heavy at the end of the bike. There's a good sort of centre of gravity probably in there. Yep, so it's all good. So you can flick the switch on. I think that's on. There we are. So you find that when you run this motor, I don't know if it's the same for all Zikes, but the first sort of 30 seconds to a minute it's slower, and then gradually after about a minute it gathers up a lot of speed. You suddenly hear it going. Maybe it's getting warmed up, maybe the brush is getting warmed up, you know, the bearings are getting warmed up, I don't know, just for an example. But yeah, it starts to suddenly sort of speed up, which is good. So if you hold it on, and you can hear it speeding up now as it sort of warms up. So that's that, and you can flick it off on there. Obviously I'll disconnect it in a minute, but yeah, this is all sort of set up right, re-greased all the bearings. I haven't gone super tight on this because again these are mega hen's teeth rare, and I've adjusted the chain tensions to remove the slack, and I think that's about set right. From when I pedalled it and tried it, it feels good. Haven't had to do anything with the front end. That's all good. Brakes are fine. Brakes are all right. You know, you think, you know, it's a sort of plasticky carbon bike, whatever it is. You know, sort of composite, but aluminium, all sorts of different products in there. So it's not solid steel. So you're never going to get mint brakes on a bike which is made out of different types of materials and plastics and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, it works fine. I do plan on buying some foam grips, because these ones here have dried out and they just started to decay and rot at the ends. Otherwise, and so the saddle's really nice, really comfortable, and I like it. So I think when those batteries are inside a case, that will just finish that off sort of nicely, and obviously that might cover up some of this wiring as well. But I did it sort of in yellow just to make it sort of stand out more. So if I did sell it as well, it just stands out more of a safety feature. And again, you may not ever need to have that safety feature. You can obviously just jump off the bike if necessary, but as there's no cut off or anything else and you can't just pull the wires off, that is just a pure safety thing that I want to do, you know. And there we go. It's very nice, and yeah, and it goes really well. So when I sort of obviously pedal it, give it some acceleration, I don't give it full power acceleration because I don't want to damage the belt, and I feel if I give it full power it might start to slip on there, and I don't want to have the belt super tight because they're so rare. So I tend to sort of give it gentle throttle, on and off throttle, and then once I'm obviously going up to sort of the cruising speed of the bike, then you can give it full throttle and just cruise along on electric power, you know. One of these batteries is absolutely brand new, and the other battery is about 18 months old, which is this one here is 18 months. This one here is literally brand new. Got it from motorbike, and we end up not even using it, so it's gone straight onto the Zike. And there we are. But yeah, these are about £17 each. So if I were to sell it, yeah, new owner could use it on there, but ideally you'd buy another one the same type, and then you know you've got two batteries at the same capacity, same power, blah blah blah, etc. Cool. Cheers. Right, quick video reminder on the electrics for me. Black ring terminal here goes to the top one there. Red ring terminal goes to the bottom one there. This connection here should be soldered onto the positive on the battery there, and this this terminal here, which is the same as the other one but soldered on still, this goes to this one. So that's that. So basically two blacks on the top, two reds on the bottom. Flip it over. The other two black wires here, I've marked one with brown Sharpie. That goes to T-stat 2, and the one with outer marking goes to T-stat 1. And what I'll do is I'm also going to put a bit of tape around it as well, in case I need to connect it, but that board, you know, is damaged, and I'm going to do my technique anyway. So this is just really for information purposes for anyone who's maybe got a Zike who wants to know where the wires go, maybe they're being cut, that sort of thing there. So yeah, generally two blacks to the top, positive and red to the bottom, and then obviously this will be no use for you because obviously it's wired exactly the same, but so one goes to there and one goes to there, but obviously we won't know on your particular bike which one's which. Cool, cheers.